Okay, right. More statistic here, right? Just to show an old data, 2011. I tried to get the recent data from the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation, but unfortunately they don't publish it. But never mind. We can see the trend here. Okay, in terms of the number of researchers. This is a data for Malaysia and researchers for per 10,000 labor force. Right. We can say that the money being put by the government of Malaysia as well as the number of researchers in the population are growing in term of it is significantly grow. We can see from year to year budget that being presented at the parliament. There are substantial amount of allocation being put up for research and development. Okay, and also we can see there are more people involved in the R&D activities. If we see here, okay, let me just use my pen, okay, where in terms of R&D personnel, the population of Malaysia about around 32 million in 2012. We have roughly about 62,000 researchers. Compared to Singapore, they have less people, less population, but they have a higher number of researchers. Okay, it almost nearly half of Malaysian R&D personnel. That's why in terms of the output of R&D in Singapore, they have more compared to Malaysia. But compared to other countries, some of them that doesn't have any data, doesn't mean that they don't have researchers. Okay, like Thailand, it is increasing 112,000 R&D personnel, and you can see here Vietnam are catching up. Okay, in terms of the R&D. So each country in Southeast Asia are putting efforts in terms of increasing the R&D personnel, right? In terms of the expenditure, okay, this is for Malaysian data, right? So the conclusion that I can say here, the total expenditure per million from year 2000 is about 1.6 million, okay, compared to 9.4 million ringgit, okay, in terms of the R&D expenditure in terms of nationally, and then the percentage against GDP are also growing, right? This is just another way of looking at the previous data, okay? So if you can see here, if we compare Malaysia again other neighboring countries, right? So Singapore is consistently having the highest. They always have the highest percentage of GDP compared to the rest of the neighboring countries. So that's why in terms of economy wise, in terms of the wealth creation, number of IPs in Singapore, they have more. So what does that mean is that the countries in Southeast Asia, okay, we have to work quite hard in terms of putting efforts in terms of putting up more expenditure in terms of R&D. Okay. More statistic here in terms of data from Web of Science in terms of the yearly publication output for Malaysia. I'm very sorry, I mistakenly pressed button. In terms of the publication output, the Ministry of now it is called MOSTI. Previously, it is called MASTIC, Malaysia Science and Technology Information Center, right? It is a center under Ministry of Science and Technology Innovation. Okay, they monitor in terms of the articles as well as the conference proceeding that are being published yearly, right? And the growth rate is not that good in terms of the growth, right? So Of course, we are, because of the numbers of high impact journal in terms of the numbers is not that the growth is not that great, but the numbers for citation in that journal is increasing. For citation, this is more important than the numbers of papers produced by researchers in Malaysia, where we can see the number of articles slowly increasing. However, the citations are dropping because of the citations is later when we go through our course, research methodology course. I will introduce to you why this data is very important in terms of whether you are going for numbers, number of article, or number of citation is much more important, right, for a nation, right? So if we look here, this is also an old data, right, from Science and Technology Knowledge Productivity in Malaysia, bibliometric study. We can see here Malaysia at the rank of number 47, behind Thailand, of course behind Singapore and more developed country in terms of papers and citation. We want the citation to be more compared to the numbers of paper, and then you can get a better rank. Okay, right? This data showing. Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may, but the
what's the difference between paper and citation?
Okay, papers is the number of article produced. For example, like in Malaysia in 1999, 2009, okay, for 10 years span, we produce around 15,000 articles, paper publication, journal publication, right? This is worldwide, meaning that researchers from Malaysia produce these numbers, and from that number of paper, how many times it is being cited. Okay, the paper that been produced by Malaysian researchers being cited worldwide 64,130 times. Okay, and this is just a ratio citation per paper. So you can imagine one paper for Malaysian researcher being cited in average 4 times compared to from the US 14 times. Like say, for example, like for China, it is 4 times because they have so many paper. The citation also so many, about 3 million citation, and these are the citation per paper. Okay, so bear in mind, this is the citation per paper rank is not, this is rank against per paper, and this is a rank against the number of paper and the number of citation. And there are also some studies saying showing a number of they ignore the self-citation, because Malaysian researcher, when they cite their own paper, is not counted, right? So these numbers shows how significant the work produced by a researcher in a country, okay? And how many times it is being cited means that it is beneficial and it is contributing to the knowledge. Later on, I will share with you when we do the exercise on trying to produce your own review paper. I will show you the example on my own experience in terms of producing papers and the citation, and how is the relationship between the two. Okay.